structure. The next three terms are layers of the uterus. So the outermost is this white colored layer on the outside is the perimetrium. And then the middle thick muscly layer is the myometrium. And then that really thin light pink layer on the inside is the endometrium. And the endometrium, this right here in the center is the uterine cavity, and that's the space within the uterus. So the endometrium is the lining of that uterine cavity.
Are these broad ligaments or
Yes.
parametrium? I mean parametrium. Yeah.
I think broad ligaments, I think pretty much
Parametrium's
perimetrium
on
would
the
just be on the
side.
uterus.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And
They
then
ask for a layer.
the perimetrium would be a layer, and the broad ligament would be a structure.
Okay.
And the ligament is kind of what ties the uterus to all the other outer bones and stuff. So I think this section would be still broad ligament, but right on the inner lining layer, or the outer layer, would be the covering the perimetrium.
But that would be a dirty trick to ask that on that. No, they probably won't do that.
I think
right?
they would ask, like, if it was the broad ligament, I think this whole thing would be covered in stickers, or this whole thing. And then if it was right here and it said name this layer, then it'd be perimetrium. But if it was here and it said name this structure, it'd be the uterus. So, and then to the cervix. So the cervix is this whole structure. And then there's other either structures or specific structures within the cervix. The most anterior one, it's number 7 on this model, is the internal cervical ox, or internal os of cervix, sorry. And then external, oh good, that they changed it in your book, because ours is like internal os of cervix and then external cervical ox, or os. So basically this is the internal and this is the external cervical os. And then in between that space right here is the cervical canal. That's just that section. And then one thing they did leave out of your book was the vaginal canal, and that would be this whole space right here. Or anything with shark teeth on any of the other models is all vaginal canal. And then the vulva. Promise, we're almost done with that word. Okay. So I put this, sits like this, but if we turn it so we're looking at the inferior region, the vulva, this is the rectum, so, and then this is the vagina. So everything from the back end of the vagina up to the clitoris is the vulva. So that whole section is vulva. And then the labia minora are going to be these two little, for lack of a better word, lips on the inside. And then labia majora are going to be the two outer lips. And then the clitoris, on this model, it's number 3, that pink little region at the very, or pink little structure at the very anterior part. On other models, sorry, that right there, on other models, it's going to be blue. I think on this, it's this blue, like boomerang hook looking thing. And there's one other model where it's blue.
Those look completely different.
So
what is the blue hook on that?
So I thought we talked about this in my lab, because this blue hook does look like this blue hook. And so if they ask this blue thing, I would call it the clitoris. But technically, I think the clitoris is only that front little structure on the outside, more external.
What is the blue hook on the one in your right hand?
I don't know, and that's I would think the blue and the blue are the same, but this has been a big debate on like every year, I guess, for the TAs, because they're like, the blue hook, but this has a blue hook, but it also has a pink little structure. And so everyone's like, it's like a joke, I guess, a running joke of where's the clit? Everyone's like, it's here, it's there, no. So, and you know, like, if you joke, like, you know, guys don't know where to find it either. So it's kind of a mysterious structure.
My TA made a joke. He's like, good thing for this picture, otherwise I'd never know where it is.
So I feel bad. I
That's not
wish I had a.
Let me ask her. I'll go there and ask her real quick.
Yeah. Good call.